I'm here with Jane from the Bureau of Meteorology. Still a few days to go, but looking like another great race south this year.
Yeah, the current indications, not too dissimilar to what we've seen in the past few years.
Yeah.
Could change, obviously, but and it is changing. But yeah, there is a hint of a pretty good northeasterly.
Absolutely. Now, for the past few years, we've seen record-breaking conditions. Is that because weather patterns have changed at this time of year? I mean, less southerly fronts, more nor'easters. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure it's because weather patterns have changed. The last few years we have seen a northeasterly, but it's just kind of the luck of the draw, I think.
Yeah.
We do see them this time of year. We normally see a southerly change in the vicinity of Christmas to New Year period, so not sure if it's related to the wind.
I don't need to talk about climate change. Everybody just goes, gosh, we're never going to have another year like this, and now we sort of seem to have three in a row.
Yeah, well, there are strong ties, climate change ties to temperature.
There you go.
So, yeah, I guess it's probably all tied up.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've been doing the weather briefings for quite a number of years. I know Simon was helping out today as well. But, I mean, it's 20 years on since 1998, and I hate talking about it because it's one of the first Hobarts I remember. We're not going to expect anything like that this year, but it just shows you how strong the weather is and how much it impacts our sport.
Yeah, that's right. So the weather behind that tragedy, we see those kind of lows up and down the New South Wales coast every couple of years. This year, thankfully, it's not looking like that.
And do you think that things would be different now, 20 years on, in terms of your warnings? I mean, I know you did everything you could at the time, but technology really helps you guys out now.
Technology does, and we learnt a lot from that race around how we communicate and the assumptions we make around how what we're saying is understood. So I'm not sure. So I've forecast quite a few East Coast lows up and down the coast, and you always can give more detail. You go closer into the race, as you know. So for that race, there was a lot. As there always is, there was a lot of variance. But which I'm not sure wouldn't happen again.
Yeah.
We're always going to see differences in the computer models, which kind of fine-tune the closer you get to the date. So where the low is, how intense it is. What we have learned, we've learned a lot around how we communicate. So the streams, the terminology, the assumptions about how it's understood, having really strong ties with the organisers of the race so we can get changing forecasts and warnings out really quickly to the people that need them. Yeah, so hopefully we never see anything like that again. If we do, our communication process is a lot more robust.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody learns out of these situations and you can't predict them. And people laugh when we're at the briefing and you say, now this could be 10 knots stronger or 10 knots less, or the wave height could be, and you give that variance because sometimes you're just not able to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah, sometimes. And like down to the detail, absolutely. And the other thing is there's such a broad variability naturally in the wind, like, the gusts that are coming through now. So even just communicating the variability in a benign situation, we've kind of got to make shortcuts so it's not information overload. Yeah, and then as you mentioned, explaining the timing might change 4 days out. Yeah,
and everyone giggles, but you guys are just doing the best you can.
It's just a reality of forecasting the future. If it could be done, it would be done.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is getting closer and closer.
It is, and modelling's improving. So we've made a lot. Like the improvements in computer modelling has improved dramatically in the last 20 years. Yeah. There's still systems like tropical cyclones, east coast lows, thunderstorms that you'd still really got to be close to the event to pick the details. But just background with so many improvements.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for taking on the tough questions. Everyone thinks the sailors get the tough questions. I reckon you get the toughest. But thanks for all the work that the Bureau's doing, looking after everybody out there as well.
No problem. Thanks.